Welcome to an out-of-the-box preview video. Today I am looking at Outbreak Origins. This is currently on Kickstarter. I've been giving these preview cards in order to make this video. Everything you see is therefore preview and possibly will change at the end of the delivery of the Kickstarter campaign. So this is a game which I'm calling a think and write because there are no dice, there is no randomness. It is written, I've laminated the sheets, I've got cards, so you've got cards, but you don't flip them over. Each card represents a different virus type, and each virus type has attributes and abilities that happen when they infect different cells. And so this game, you start with picking I've got two sets of organs or parts of some aspect that in this case I want to infect with the viruses, and they have different shapes of the different cells. You've got a key of the cells along the top, and I've got some leftover from previous games. You use the attributes on your cards that represent your viruses to slowly try and complete your task that you are working towards. This is all fictitious, so don't worry about that. You're not going to be affecting the world. So each of these viruses impacts different cells in a different way, and often what we're interested in is how they spread, how they meet a victory condition that we have on the bottom. And if you see here, we've got our ABC. You get, well, the ones I've got, you get one virus of each type, and those circles are like action points, and you have to generate new action points at all at once. So you lose the game if the patient dies, fever hits above 9, or you run out of action points and you cannot do anymore. So it's like a virus puzzler. So that's why I'm calling it a think and write, because we're going to write on it, and it's a lot of thinking. So if you're someone that doesn't like thinking about puzzles, this might not be for you. But if you do not like the randomness of dice or drawing cards, you might like this. So I've got two, but I'm going to play through this one. It's probably easy to show you how it all works. So when we start off, it will tell us what we have to do. So we have to infect the middle sections. So these 3 middle sections of 4 cells each. Each one must contain a virus of the same type, but they must all be different. So I need A, B, C, or some other combination thereof. We also get told which of our 9 viruses we have got to use. So we have got the glyphid, we've got the neuroid as our B, and VX25 is our C. So we start off with, that's part of the board, is that we've got 3 basically action points, virus points in C, and that gets us going. So I can't use anything on A or B yet. We'll put them to the side, but let's see what we can do with C, and maybe I'll make it zoom it up. So what you do is you would look at the different cell types and look at how it either duplicates or it adds virus points for some of the other ones. So this one adds an A, this one adds the B's, and you can use that to basically chain them together so that you get more action points, virus points, that then allow you to hopefully complete this particular scenario. So I'm going to look at getting some more action points, and I think a good one to start with is I can use these ones on the outside to generate other things, and you'll see that there's some specialized cells in there that I can try and infect. So if I put one of these, so these ones that we've got a lot of, these are EMT cells, and if I stick one of these VX25s in there, it will get us a shape of a 3 hex. So I'm going to do that, and you'll see why in a minute. So you put a C, C, C. So they're connected. Still only got C left, but if I put a C in a lipoderm, which I have up there, I get 1 AP for every adjacent VX25. So if I burn my second one here, that will give me got 2 adjacents there, so I get 2 A's, which is then handy because that's going to help me finish off what's going on. Okay, then that's A. So I've got A's are on the board now. So I think I'll look at those and go, ooh, wonder how I could get some B's. I'm not going to get any B's with this. I could get some B's with these ones, but you also have to be a little bit careful and look at your cards, because if you read through all of these, the 3 cards that you're allowed to use for this scenario, none of them generate C's except for this one. So if I use my last C and I didn't put it here, then I would fail the mission, fail the scenario. So I'm going to put my last C in one of the Polexias. So I'll put a C there, and what that does is it fertilizes the adjacent viromes, penetrates the membrane, and also adds 1 point to each of them. So we get a C there, C there. They penetrate the outside, and I get a C in each of those, which is then really useful because I can then say, okay, I will use that one of those, put it there, and I've just completed a third of my victory, my success. I've completed one with a virus. So this has to either be an A or a B. But I've got 1 C left in there, which is handy, and I've got A's. So that's what we can do with A. It will duplicate, or I can add 1 point to extras, or becomes a fertile. Why don't we put one of these C's, my last C, into this one? Because if I do that, that gets me 2 B's. And that's looking better, because then I've got B on the table. I'll put that over the side. And that allows me to do things like, if I put a B, maybe I put that there. So I put a B off here into one of these, which is a myocyte. I get a B there, which then gives me 2 more BP points. And then I could cross one of those out to put a B there, which would give me 2 more B points. And then I'm full, because you can only have 6 in any cell or any of these. But that's not going to matter, because I can just cross those last 2 off, and that gets me those 2 done. So that's all good. Now I just have to think about how I get this one. So if I put an A in there, A here, it will duplicate to any one adjacent cell if there's enough space. But I've got to be a little bit careful because I've only got 2. Oh, that should do it actually. I think I've actually done this one. That's good. So if I cross this off, it duplicates to any adjacent cell. Okay, EMT cell. So if I put an A there, it'll go to that one. And then if I cross off the last one, I have played this one a couple of times, so I'm getting better at it. And there we go. So I have got A, B, and C. They are all the same. I've completed this one. Didn't do much over there. And so then you'd add up these points. So you get 3 points for external penetrations, feeder level, if it's at 9, which it isn't in this case. Dead cells cost you points. Well, if you get dead non-EMT cells. So there's a kind of a victory point structure. and there's going to be, I do believe there's going to be a high score chart generated before at the end of the campaign. I don't have that because this is preview. And yeah, so I guess if I wanted higher scores, I could have done more things around here. This is normal level. I imagine my other one I've got is also normal level, but you get a general idea. And so you get these cards with missions, you get a setup with different viruses, and there's lots of them. They all then affect the different cells in different ways, and it's about building these combinations. So that's why I'm calling it a think and write, because you're writing on it, but it really is a thinky puzzle. Yeah, there we go. This is live on Kickstarter now. Outbreak Origins. Don't forget to subscribe and like.